Hi everyone, welcome back to Crafted by Norma. I did a journal the other week, and in the back of the journal I'd made this little folder, and Jeanette asked me about it, asked her how big it was and what envelope I'd made it from, and I'd actually made it from a legal envelope, which was quite a large envelope, and it was roughly, let's see, about 13 inches by, I think it was probably by about 8, to be honest. So I cut it down and I made this little folder. And she asked her how to go about making it. And I thought, not everybody's got these legal envelopes. So I thought what I'd do is I'd have a go at making one. And I thought, what in the world could I use? So my first thought was to use some brown craft paper that I wrap my parcels in that I sell on Etsy. And then I also thought about this card here, which is free. And you can get it from your local supermarket, and it's what's layered between the sugar and the I think flour is also one of the things that it's on, and it sort of layers it, and it stops the sugar or the flour sort of connecting to each other, and it comes in a huge great big sheet. And I asked the store manager, if possible, if ever it was just on the top and there was just a few bags of sugar or flour, if I could have it. And he said, yeah, he was quite happy for me to have it, as it's a form of recycling. So yes, I could have it. So I thought, well, I would use that. So what I've gone and done is cut a piece out that's 10 inches by 13 inches. And then I've just folded it in half. Now there's a shiny side, which is a sort of like wax side, and then a plain crafty side. So I've left the plain crafty side outside, obviously on both sides. And what I'm going to do next is, because when this is folded, it's folded every 3 inches. So what I'm going to do is score this every 3 inches. Now, I'm an inch girl rather than a centimetre girl, so right, okay, so I'm going to score that there, like so. So that's 3 inches, and I'm going to score again at 3 inches, and again at 3 inches. And then last but not least, again at 3 inches. And this time there's going to be a bit of an overlap, which I don't mind. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is fold that over. Let's see if I can score it again to give me a better fold. So 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches. There we go. And that should fold over a bit easier. Yes, it does. Okay, and then fold that at 3 inches. Fold the next one at 3 inches. Making sure it's all lined up. Just keeping it nice and straight, if at all possible. There we go. Now I'm going to be perfectly honest, my landline phone might go, because I've just dropped off my son at Accident and Emergency. I've come off his motorbike, and we suspect he's broken a couple of ribs and his wrist. So I might have to go along and collect him. They'll probably be there for hours, so I'm not panicking too much. Okay, So that will then fold there, that'll fold there, that'll fold there, and then that will fold like so. Just the same as that one did. Yeah, that folds there like that. And then that folds out like that. Oops. That folds out like that, and that folds out like that. Right, okie dokie. So next, what I want to do is, I've done it the other way around, but it's not going to matter. I'm going to want to have that one as an entry there, and then I'm going to want those two to be folded up, and I want that one to have a thing at the top. So I'm going to do it the other way around. So what I want to do now is, with a pencil, I'm going to leave that one whole, but I want to cut down along here to about there, and there, and there. So if I measure that, oops, 5 inches, and I want that to be at, we'll call it 3.5. So 3.5. And 3.5. So with scissors, I'm going to cut down those straight scored lines, like so. Okay, let's just move this out of the way. And I want to be folding these down, like so. Use the pencil, there we go. And the same again with that one. To click over to there, like that. Okay, so when that folds up, they're folded like that. Lovely. Okay, and next, I want to make this one so I can slot in a crafting card. So what I want to do is just, using my 1-inch circle punch, I'm going to just by eye roughly take that out like that. There we go. So I've just clipped that out, and then that folds up like so. And what I'm going to do next is sew down here, sew along there, and along there, and along here. And here, I want that to fold over, but what I want to do is, like we've gone and done on this one, I want to make a little pocket there. So I'm going to trim this piece off there with the scissors. So just following the score line, I'm going to cut to there, and then following the score line, I'm going to cut down there. Oops, there we go. And then, so we remember that that's going to be a little tiny pocket, what I might do is actually take a little piece off there. Now that's not very straight, if I'm honest, so I'm just going to straighten that off. But I'm not very good at, if I'm careful, try and make it a bit straight. And I'm going to use my 1-inch punch again, and I'm going to just roughly, whoops, go down there, roughly eyeball it to about there, like so. Okay, and then that should fold over there. Now what I'd like to do is just curl these round just a little bit. So I'm going to just eyeball it and go around like that. And again on this side, just eyeball it and go round like that. There we go. So we've got the base done. And what we're going to do now is we're going to put some tags in. So if you see here, I've just made some tags there and there to go on the top. Now, what I've prepped is, this is 3 inches, a little square that's 3 inches by, I think it's 1.5 inches, if I remember rightly. Oh, it's just more than 1.5. It's 1 3/4. And I folded it in half, lengthways, like so. And then I've just cut out 2 tag shapes, like that. Now you can either cut it out by hand, or you could use, if anyone's got the Stampin' Up envelope maker, which makes the job far easier. And all you do with this is you pop it in, you go to where you want it punched out, you punch it out and it gives you that sort of curve, and then all you do is turn it round and do exactly the same on the other side, like that, and then just trim off the edge like so. But as I say, if you haven't got one of these, or you've not got a die cut that will cut them out for you, it is quite easy, because all you would do is just bend your card over like so, and you could just roughly go in a little bit and then curve it round like so, and then the same on the other side, you go in a little bit and then curve it round like so. Okay, so there's a couple of ways to do it, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick these down on there like so. Like so, and sew them on. So I'll just get, now I don't normally use prick stick or gel stick when I'm doing my work, but for this I will, because we're going to sew it so it'll stay quite secure. And we're just going to pop that on there like so, making sure that it's centre. There we go, push that in a little bit and drop that down like that, and then do the same again with this one. Move that one up a bit. So do exactly the same on this side. There we go. And glue that down. And then what I'm going to do next is go round and sew it. So we're going to sew right the way across there. We're going to sew right the way across the bottom. Down here, and down there, and down there. So I'll see you back here in a mo when I've done it. Hold on. Right, so I'm back. So I've gone and sewn all the way along there, all the way along there, along and up, and then up and down like so. And that is my completed blank, although it be totally opposite to weight of the one I've done there. And all we're going to do now is just decorate it and put some bits and bobs on there, so you can decorate it however you like. Now this one I've done exactly the same format, but I've just gone and done it out of the paper that I wrap with. So it's exactly the same format. The only thing here was it was a bit short. So what I did was I added an extra piece on there, ready to take it up and just to make it just a little bit more stronger, like so. Oh, and by the way, taking my son to the hospital and leaving him, I'm not a terrible bad mother, but my son is 40, so I didn't think he really needed me to sit there and hold his hand, just in case you're thinking, oh my goodness, what a terrible mum I am. So moving on. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to decorate it. So what I like to do with these is use a stencil for the back, which is what I've done on this one, so, which is exactly what I'm going to do here. And then on the front here, I'm going to use some papers from one of my old books that I've gone and used as an altered book. This is the papers that's left out of it. So I'll just go and get my other stencil. Just bear with me one sec. There we go. I've got my number stencil. I'll utilise that. So sorry for the delay. I'm usually much more organised than this, so obviously I am worried about my son. Right, okay. So for the back, we're just going to put some numbers on there. Oh, excuse me, I'm losing my voice now. Probably because I need a cup of tea to calm my nerves. I'm not sure if that's coming. Oh, it is. It's coming through. And as you can see, the stencil's well worn. And again, I've got no idea where I've picked it up from. But when I started crafting, I had no idea that I would be doing anything on YouTube. So I didn't think I'd have the need to know where my bits and pieces have actually appeared from. And I did get quite a lot of my bits and bobs that I've collected from the car boot, and obviously they just come on their own with no packaging. It's very rarely that I bought anything that had packaging on it. So I'm just using a distress ink. This one's getting a bit dry now, but it's just giving us the idea of the sort of stencils at the back of it. There we go. That's lovely. Okay, so we've got those, and then I think what I might do is just do some stamping. Now I just bought, if I can slip this out, I've just bought from Tim Holtz his faded type, which I think is lovely. I really like this. So I'm going to use some of these stamps, I think, at the back. Ooh. Now I have been busy making tags, so right, let's see what we've got. So have I got an ink that's a bit more juicy? Let's have a go at this one. See, this one's a bit more juicy. I think this one's even drier. So we'll have a go and see what happens. So where there's a little gap. No, that's not very good, is it? That's too dry. Well, let's go with the black then. Don't really like using black, but needs must. Right. Right. Which is the right way round. Okay. That's better, isn't it? At least it's, you can see it. There we go. We have that one going that way, like so. Brilliant. Okay, so we've just gone and put some bits and bobs on there. Lovely. And if we go around the edge now with, we'll try this one. Oh yeah, quite like that. Looks a bit rustic. A little bit of rusty orange on it. So this one is spiced marmalade. There we go. And obviously you can do whatever it is that that takes your fancy. And hopefully I'll use one or two of the people from the Tim Holtz's range, like I have done there. Okay, so on this side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just roughly tear some papers the size that we need. So I'll just get rid of these, push those out of the way. My tearing rule, which I must admit I really like, although I keep losing it for some unknown reason. So we're going to want, do it that way. Now this is in centimetres, so we're going to want about 7 centimetre by 5 centimetres. Goes in there like that. Up there like that. So that one fits in there, beautiful. Okay, so we can do the same again with this one. Oh, it's so nice to have spring now here. After we've had such a very, very wet winter. It's nice to get a little bit of sunshine. I think it makes everyone feel so much better when the sun shines, definitely. I know it makes me feel as if I want to go out and do things, or at least stop watching bits and pieces on the TV. Because I tend to, I don't know about you others, but I tend to stiffen up if I don't move around. And with everything that's going on in the world, these strange times that we're in at the moment, it's trying to get yourself occupied. So with this one, let's see. So with here I just want the rough size, like that. Like that. I do like this tearing ruler though. I never use the big size, it's always the very, very thinner one. Right, so that's going to go onto there, that's going to go onto there, and then I want another piece excuse me, to go onto there. See me actually doing it helps, doesn't it? So I say you don't really need the very big envelope like I used in the original one. You can rejig slightly and utilise it. You could also use, I would have thought, perhaps some papers from your 12 by 12 stash. There we go. Yeah. So all I'm going to do now is glue these down. Right. Let's see. So again, I might use the glue stick just to glue these down just a little bit, like so. That's it. There we go. Could do with some music at the background, couldn't we? Instead of me and all quiet and concentrating. I do worry when I have my workshops and everyone suddenly goes very quiet. Everyone's concentrating. But I must admit, I do miss the ladies from the workshops. There was a really good group of people, and I used to do it in our local museum, which obviously closed because of the situation, and then they decided to close it completely, and I was devastated. But they've now rethought and have decided, yes, they will open it up again. So on this piece here, I'm going to put a little tiny piece of paper. I'm going to put a little strip there. So we're actually going to glue this down like that. Like so. And cut round it. So I'm hoping that I can start doing the classes as soon as it reopens and we have the go-ahead for some form of normality. But it's just a case of watch this space, I think, if I'm honest. There we go. Okay. Put that on one side, and then I'll just go on here and oops. Do it this way is probably easier, isn't it? Slot that in. Oh, I don't know whether that will actually go in or if I can actually tear that. I might have to tear this because I don't think the 1-inch punch will actually go around it. So I'm going to have a go at just tearing around the edge. That's it, like so. My hand's getting very sticky now. Oh, right. And again, we'll just go round with the Distress ink around the edges. Oops. Now I use this for all colours. I know you're not supposed to. Or you're not supposed to, most people don't, so probably the right way to say it, where I'm quite happy for it to intermingle, which is why I quite like mixed media so much. I should start doing my art journal again, but it's just trying to get the enthusiasm to start it up again. There we go. Okay, so I've got the base now ready to put some more bits and pieces on. So hopefully you've got the idea of where I've gone with this. Oops, there we go. You can see the base. Oh, sticky hands all over the place. Where I've gone with this to get the end result of this one, and you can decorate it to your own style. So hopefully you've enjoyed and perhaps even crafted with me while I've completed this little adventure, and it'll go into one of my journals the next time round. There we go, do it that way, like so. And if you have enjoyed it and it's given you some ideas, brilliant. And I do hope if you haven't subscribed that you will subscribe. And you'll also check me out on my Instagram page and also on my Etsy shop, where I've got bits and pieces that's up for sale, and give you some ideas to work on to have as additions into your own journals. So thanks very much again for watching. I am coming up to my 1,000 subscribers, and when I do that I will be giving a freebie out. So watch this space. So thanks very much, and thanks Jeanette for asking the question about how I actually made it. Do appreciate it. I shall speak to you soon. Thanks. Bye.